Now, I want to
So
put in a plug. If you like
Yay.
my beautiful outfit, my sister Belladonna Couture is the name of her store. You can get this there, boys and girls. Just FYI. She's wearing the blue. All right. So the 75-year-old man went to his doctor's office to get a sperm count. The doctor gave him a jar and he said, take it home, bring it back, sample tomorrow. The next day, the 75-year-old man and he gives him the jar, which is as clean and empty as it had been when he got it. The doctor says, like, what's going on? Old guy says, well, doc, it's like this. First I tried with my right hand, but nothing. And then I tried with my left hand, but nothing. So then I asked my wife for some help. She tried with her right hand, but nothing. And then her left, but nothing. And she even tried with her mouth, first with her teeth in and then with her teeth out, and it's still nothing. No. We even called up the lady next door, and she tried with both hands and her mouth too, but nothing. Doctor's shocked. You ask your neighbor? And the old man said, yeah, but no matter what we tried, we couldn't get the damn jar open. My friend, I have this friend. She's kind of an old-fashioned lady. She's always real delicate and elegant, especially in her language. And when she and her husband began planning a week's camping vacation, she wrote to this campground and asked for some reservations. She wanted to make sure the campground was fully equipped and modern, but she couldn't bring herself to write the word toilet in the letter. So after a lot of deliberation, she finally came up with the fashion term bathroom commode. And once written down, she still wasn't comfortable. So she decided she'd abbreviate it, and she put BC. And she wrote, does your campground have its own BC? Well, the campground owner wasn't old-fashioned at all, and when he got the letter, he couldn't figure out what the heck the woman was talking about with this BC business. So he showed it to several of the campers, but they couldn't figure it out either. And then suddenly it dawned on them. The lady was obviously referring to the Baptist church. Does the campground have its own Baptist church? So he sent the lady this reply. Dear Madam, the BC is located 9 miles from the campground, part of the beautiful grove of trees. I admit it's quite a distance if you're in the habit of going regularly. No doubt you'll be pleased to know that it will seat 300 people at one time. It's open on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday of each week. Some folks like to take their lunch and make a day of it, especially on Thursday when there's an organ accompaniment. The acoustics are very good, and the slightest sound can be heard by everyone. It might interest you to know that my daughter met her husband at the BC. Also, we're in the process of having a fundraiser to purchase plush seats for the BC. We feel this is a long felt need, as the old seats have holes in them.
For you to poop in.
The fundraiser will be held in the basement of the BC. My wife is rather delicate, therefore she's not been able to attend regularly. It's been 6 months since she last went.
Wow.
It pains her very much. Pains her very much not being able to go more often. As we grow older, it seems to be more of an effort, especially in cold weather. I'll close now with a desire to accommodate you in every way possible. Perhaps I could accompany you the first time you go. And introduce you to all the other folks who will be there. Remember, this is a friendly campground.
That's good.
Best regards, the management.
Oh, that's cute. I love that.
Oh, well, you like poop things. I knew you'd like that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
This man's helping one of his cows give birth, and he noticed his 4-year-old son standing wide-eyed at the fence, soaking in the whole event, and the man's thinking, oh, great, he's 4, and I'm going to have to start explaining the birds and the bees. No need to jump the gun. I'm just going to wait and let him ask, and then I'll answer. And after everything was all over, the old guy walks over to his son, and he says, well, son, you got any questions? Just one, says the wide-eyed lad. How fast was that calf going when he hit that cow?
It got stuck up inside.
This little girl and her mom were out and about, and the girl out of the blue says, "Mommy, how old are you?" And the mom says, "Honey, women don't talk about their age. You're going to learn about this as you get older." Says, "Well, Mommy, how much do you weigh?" So, look, that's another thing women don't talk about. You'll learn this too as you grow up. So the girl, still wanting to know more about her mom, says, "Mommy, why do you and Daddy get a divorce?" And the mother was she says, "Look, honey, that's a subject that hurts Mommy very much, and I don't want to talk about it." The little frustrated sulks until she's dropped off at a friend's house to play. She talks with her little friend about her and her mom's conversation. Her girlfriend says, "All you got to do is sneak a look at Mommy's driver's license. It's just like a report card from school. It tells you everything." So later, the little girl and her mom were out and about again, and the little girl starts off with, "Mommy, I know how old you are. I know how old you are. You're 32 years old." And the mom's shocked. She's like, "Sweetheart, how do you know that?" And the little girl says, "I just know. And I know how much you weigh. You weigh 130 pounds.
Hmm?
Where did you learn that?" the mom asked. And the little girl says, "I just know. And I know why you and Daddy got a divorce, too. You got an effing sex."
A port card.
So he's sitting in a bar drunk, and he asks the bartender, "Where's the bathroom?" And the bartender says, "Go down the hall and make a right." The drunk staggers off to the bathroom, and a short while later, everyone in the bar hears this loud scream coming from the bathroom. A few minutes later, another loud scream fills the air, and this time the bartender goes into the bathroom to investigate what this drunk's screaming about. He stands at the door and he hollers at the drunk, "What's all the screaming about in there? You're scaring all the customers." And the drunk says, "I'm sitting on the toilet, and every time I try to flush it, something comes up and squeezes the hell out of my balls." And the bartender opens the door, looks, goes, "No wonder you're sitting on a mop bucket."
Pooping into my bucket.
This lady goes to the doctor to see about getting a facelift. "Well," says the doctor, "I can do the facelift, but then you're going to have to come back in 6 months for a follow-up." "Oh, no, the woman says. "I want it all done in one shot. I don't want to have to come back." The doctor thinks for a second, and he says, "Well, there is a new procedure where we put a screw in the top of your head, and then anytime you see wrinkles appearing, you just give it a little turn, and it pulls the skin up, and then they disappear." "Oh, man, that's what I want," the lady says. "Let's do that." So 6 months later, the lady charges into the doctor's office. "Well, how's your procedure holding up?" the doctor says. "It's terrible," the lady bellows. "It's the worst mistake I ever made." "Well, what's wrong?" asks the doctor. "Just look at these bags under my eyes," she screams. "Lady," the doctor says, "those aren't bags, those are your tits, and if you don't leave the screw alone, you're going to have a beard soon." I always wanted to write like greeting cards. I thought I could write some really, really sarcastic, funny, or whatever. And these are some cards you will never see at home. Looking back over the years that we've been together, I can't help but wonder, what the F was I thinking? That's on the inside. Congratulations on your wedding day. Too bad nobody likes your wife. How could two people as beautiful as you have such an ugly baby?
Baby's ugly.
I've always wanted to have someone to hold, someone to love. After having met you, I've changed my mind. I must admit, you brought religion into my life. I never believed in hell until I met you.
Love it.
If I get only one thing for Christmas, ... I hope it's your sister.
No.
That's Virginia.
Oh my God.
Here's for your mother, for Mother's Day. As you grow older, Mom, I think of all the gifts you've given me, like the need for therapy. Congratulations on your promotion. Before you go, would you like to take this knife out of my back? You'll probably need it again. Happy birthday! You look great for your age. Almost lifelike. Almost lifelike. When we were together, you always said you'd die for me, and now that we've broken up, I think it's time you keep up that promise.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I knew the day would come when you'd leave me for my best friend. So here's his leash, water bowl, and shoe toys. I am so miserable without you. It's almost like you're here. That sounds like a country and western song, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations on your new bundle of joy. Did you ever find out who the father was?
Oh.
And the last one, you're such a good friend that if we were on a sinking ship and there was only one life jacket left, I'd miss you a whole lot and think of you often. I said, two bats are hanging upside down on a branch, and one says, do you recall the worst day of last year? And the other bat says, oh yeah, the day I had diarrhea was pretty bad. Bats, upside down. Okay, all right. What do you call a pig that does karate?
Oh.
A pork chop.
Oh.
An old man sitting on his front porch down in Louisiana watching the sunrise, and he sees the neighbor's kid walking, carrying something big under his arm. He says, hey boy, what you got there? And the boy says, roll of chicken wire. He says, what you gonna do with that? The boy says, gonna catch some chickens. The old man says, you can't catch chickens with chicken wire. And the boy laughed and kept walking. That night at sunset, the boy came walking by, and to the old man's shock, kids dragging behind him chicken wire with about 30 chickens caught up in it. Next day, same time in the morning, the old man's out watching the sunrise and sees the boy walking by carrying something kind of round in his hand. Old man says, hey boy, what you got there? Boy says, got a roll of duct tape. Old man says, what you gonna do with that? Boy says, I'm gonna catch me some ducks. Old man says, you damn fool, you can't catch ducks with duct tape. Boy laughs and keeps walking, and that night, yep, sure enough, here comes the boy walking home. Until the old man's shock, he's trailing behind him the unrolled roll of duct tape with about 35 ducks stuck in it. Same time next morning, the old man sees the little boy walking by carrying what looks like a long reed with something fuzzy on the end. He says, what you got there now? Boy says, it's a pussy willow. Old man says, hang on, boy. I'm going to fetch my hat.